Air quality in Asia is something that's becoming a bigger and bigger issue. I think we've seen this over the last few years. I've been living in China now for 4 years. When I got to China, there's a lot of pollution, smog. You'd see some reports in the international press, but really for Chinese people, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't something that was on their radar. Today, I think almost every single Chinese person would have an app like this where they'd be able to monitor air quality around the country and see actually when it's going to improve. So not just what it is, but maybe when they could expect wind to come in and blow it away. So that has actually created a huge amount of awareness, which has led to, I would say, significant steps. In the last winter, actually air quality was much better than we probably had any time I've lived there. We are seeing in places like India worse air quality, so I think it's really not just an issue in China now, but many other places as these economies are continuing to grow. But I think it's bigger than air. You know, we've seen obviously bigger concerns in terms of soil quality, in terms of the water table pollution, and so the government in China is taking huge steps to change this situation. We've seen them even shutting down farms in areas that might be, I would say, highly populated or very important for the human population. They're closing farms and they're moving those away because they don't want those to be impacting the water quality or the land quality. So I think overall this could be actually an opportunity for U.S. agriculture, because there's started to be a big shift in terms of the government's policy in imported food and also just where they want to produce their food. I think this environmental piece is just one piece of the puzzle. What we're seeing is that in China, they're realizing that there's so much water needed and so much grain needed to produce the meat and produce the quality and safety of food that they want. And I think they're becoming much more comfortable as the country becomes more secure, becomes more established at importing that food. We could just see with the Smithfield purchase. Really, if you see the management of that, the Chinese have kind of left Smithfield alone. But what they've done is they've brought the marketing to China. I was walking to my flight from Beijing over here to come over for the one, and I passed a sign. There was a Smithfield sign, all American branding, talking about pork products from America. So I think that what we thought might happen, that this would actually be a real positive for pork producers and even grain producers in America, is taking place. I think creating the provenance, creating the story of where food comes from is becoming a much bigger deal in the minds of Asian consumers. So they want to know the same things that we see in a lot of other consumer markets, that there's a place where my food is produced. I feel comfortable about that place. I want to know a little bit about it, and I want to know some backstory, and that's something that creates desire for them to have higher quality products.